training. And when I came home, he was at my house, and we sat down and we talked. And he told me, Grandma Tan, I need something to protect myself. And I told him, no, you don't. You don't need anything to protect yourself. Because I didn't think it would come to this. So
about a week before, he sat down with his grandmother and told her he was scared. That people had been coming for him. That it had been going on long enough that he felt he needed something, anything, to protect himself. She told him no. She told him he didn't need that. She believed that if the right people were told, something would be done.
Kid on the ground, y'all. That's a kid in that pink, man. Got killed getting on the bus. Say, two little guys rolled up and shot the kid in the head, man. Killed him getting on the bus.
Days later, he walked across the street to catch his school bus. Two young men pulled up, jumped out, and came straight for him. He fought back, and he was winning. Then he bent down to pick up his backpack. That's when the shot came, from behind, to the back of his head. And when one of the suspects finally stood before a judge, with bus camera footage, 15 witnesses, and a family shattered in that same courtroom, do you know what he asked for? He said he was tired. He wanted to go home and relax. This is not just the story of a 17-year-old shot at a school bus stop in Gaffney, South Carolina. This is the story of a grandmother who saw it coming, who tried to believe the world would handle it, and who, when the world didn't, refused to stay quiet about a single thing. What the camera recorded that morning would become the cornerstone of a murder investigation, the evidence that would put names to faces and place suspects before a judge. But before any of that happened, one grandmother would go live on social media and say everything that the courtroom cameras were not allowed to film. This is the story of June. Welcome to True Crime Unravelled on YouTube. And if you are watching on Facebook or Instagram, you are on True Crime Unravelled TV. We read every single comment you leave, every theory, every question, every time you share your own story. Keep them coming. You are the reason this channel keeps digging. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so now. You will not want to miss our analysis of crime stories in a way you will never find anywhere else. His full name was Jonathan Centelfair Jr., but almost nobody called him that. To the people who loved him, and there were many, he was June, or Junebug, a nickname that fit because he was the kind of presence you noticed the moment he walked into a room. Loud, funny, warm. His family described him as the kind of person who made gatherings feel fuller just by being there. The one who would tell jokes at the bus stop every single morning until the other kids were laughing despite themselves. A 12-year-old girl told a reporter she had become friends with him the previous year. She said people never called him by his given name. She said he used to have a different joke ready every morning. That was June.
Y'all look at Portia plate. Look at noodles. Didn't I tell you to go eat in that kitchen?
The rail ain't the rail.
Mama Tutu said she's gonna be over here in the brick.
You already know my sister. Don't sister feed my plate for me. You ain't gotta feed my damn plate.
Who?
Portia.
Why?
Call my sister to feed my plate. She ain't want to feast.
Yeah, Portia, you ain't gotta fix the DAMN plate. Hey, y'all see my mustache coming in?
June, you want something to eat?
Yo, Grandma Tan, just give me ribs. You wanna pay for my next chat too, Grandma Tan? Please, it's only.
You better not do that shit. Look at that. That is. He just He bad as hell.
This nigga geeking though. He tweaking.
It doesn't.
Afternoon, I spoke with a 12-year-old little girl. She says she would ride the bus with him, but she tells me he was more than just a person she sat next to. He was also her friend.
When I had started riding a bus last year, we became friends.
This 12-year-old says in the time she knew Fair, she never heard anyone call him by his real name.
We called him Junebug.
And she knew Junebug was funny.
He used to tell jokes every morning. When we was at the bus stop, he would tell us different jokes.
When Wednesday morning, just a few days into the school year, she says she noticed a car circling the block. She says something felt wrong. And as her friend boarded the bus, a fight broke out. That's when she says she watched Fair's cell phone get taken. And then that's when she heard the deadly gunshot.
It was scary because it was right there by the window I was at, and then everybody just started jumping out the exit.
Investigators tell us 15 students were on that bus, all of them witnesses. The coroner says surveillance video shows the shooter running to a waiting car driven by another person. And investigators revealed the suspect appears to be a teenage boy. As investigators piece together what happened, the grief extends far beyond the bus stop.
Today is an incredibly difficult day and heartbreaking day for the Cherokee County School District and our entire community. The loss of this young man is a tragedy, and it affects all of us.
And while the boy who made everyone laugh at the bus stop is gone, his friends say they're holding on to his memories.
Funny, he was always happy.
He was going into his senior year at Gaffney High School. He had already finished enough credits to graduate early. December was the target. And by October, he was going to be a father. A baby boy. The family had celebrated the news, and June had thrown himself into preparation. The night before he died, he had been in full nesting mode, assembling baby furniture, getting it wrong, and not caring, because there was still time to fix it. He walked out of his apartment on the morning of August 12th, crossed the street, and headed toward the bus. He did not know someone was already waiting for him. The school bus camera does not lie. It does not have emotions. It does not have a reason to protect anyone. It simply records, frame by frame, everything that moves within its range. And on that morning, it recorded a car pulling up behind the bus. It recorded two individuals emerging from that vehicle and approaching June. It recorded the confrontation that followed, a fight that June, by all accounts, was winning. He was holding his own. And then, in the moment he bent down to pick up his backpack, the moment that should have been the end of it, a shot was fired from behind. One single shot to the back of his head. And then the chaos. Children jumping from emergency exits. A boy on the ground. The vehicle pulling away. Forensic investigators would later tell the court that they believed at least 5 shots were discharged that morning, potentially by 2 different weapons. The guns themselves were eventually recovered in a neighboring county. Ballistic evidence combined with the bus footage gave prosecutors a frame-by-frame account of what happened and who was responsible. But that footage carried more than just evidence of a crime. It carried the faces of 15 children as they watched a classmate die. Think about that for a moment. You are a child. You are 12, maybe 14 years old. You are on your way to school, the 3rd day of the new school year, and you watch this happen right outside your window. That image does not leave. It does not fade after a good night's sleep. Psychologists who study childhood trauma will tell you that a single witnessed violent event can reshape a young person's stress response, their relationship with safety, their ability to feel calm in ordinary places. Those 15 children carried something home that afternoon that no parent was prepared to help them put down. One of them, a 12-year-old girl, had noticed the car circling before anything happened. She told investigators she felt that something was wrong. She watched June's phone get taken from him during the struggle, and then she heard the shot from the seat by the window. She said it was close enough that she could feel it. That 12-year-old is a witness. She always will be. The investigation moved fast. By the early hours of the following morning, the first arrest had been made. A 17-year-old taken into custody in a neighboring county around 2:30 in the morning. But investigators were not finished. A second suspect, an 18-year-old named Kayvon Covington, was still at large.
The kid on the ground, y'all. That's a kid in that pink, man. Got killed getting on the bus. Say 2 little guys rolled up and shot the kid in the head, man. Killed him getting on the bus. Right here on Tank.
What followed was one of the largest manhunts Cherokee County had seen. Dozens of officers from multiple agencies, drones overhead, helicopters sweeping the area, a perimeter locked down around multiple roads. For hours, the search continued. Then, late in the afternoon, a homeowner near the command post recognized the suspect from news coverage. He had knocked on their door asking to use a phone. They stalled. They called 911. Officers arrived. Covington ran into the woods, was caught after a short chase, and was transported to the detention center. A third suspect, a juvenile 16 years old, was picked up the same afternoon during a traffic stop in Spartanburg County. 3 arrests in under 36 hours. The bus camera, the witness statements, the vehicle identification, it had all worked exactly as it was supposed to work.
I think our community can let out a big sigh of relief knowing that these 3 people were responsible for the shooting yesterday are in custody.
An all-out manhunt to capture the 3 people charged in the deadly shooting of an upstate teenager at a school bus stop. Investigators say that hunt involved multiple agencies.
Yeah, the first suspect was captured last night and 2 others this afternoon. 7 News' Ripley Simone begins our team coverage tonight with the arrest of the second suspect, Kevon Covington.
Cherokee County Sheriff Steve Mueller told us at 4:41, 18-year-old Kevon Covington was taken into custody without incident. This comes after an all-day-long manhunt for Covington, who was wanted for murder and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. The search began here in Concord Road. Deputies had a barricade in this area all day long. They were searching for him by helicopter, by foot, and by canine. This video is the scene on Pleasant School Road, just around the corner from Concord Road, where deputies say the suspect was taken into custody. 7 News was the first media crew on site, and we watched what seemed like 60 deputies fly over to the area at 4 o'clock. And just 40 minutes later, we got the news that Covington had been taken into custody. This comes after 17-year-old Jamaltron Fair Jr. was shot and killed at his bus stop Wednesday morning. The shooting happened in front of 15 other children who were on the bus. And because of the severity of this crime, deputies wanted to find him as soon as possible to bring some closure to the community and the victim's family. Sheriff Mueller told us that around 3:30 they got a call from a homeowner who said the suspect had knocked on their door. He asked for water and help, but the homeowners recognized him from the news stories. 20 minutes later, Covington was in custody and then taken to the detention center.
It's a great relief for us in law enforcement to get these bad guys off the street. They've changed our whole community over the past 24 hours, and our community is grieving. A lot of people hurt, families are hurt, and there's a lot of people that can have just some relief knowing that these people are in custody now.
This is still an active investigation, but Sheriff Mueller did hint at some bullying and disputes being involved in how the situation unfolded. We'll bring the latest details on air and online. Reporting in Gaffney, Ripley Simone, 7 News.
Gaffney's police chief says the second suspect that was arrested today, Covington, is scheduled to have a bond hearing tomorrow.
Our Julia Keener was in court today for the bond hearing of another suspect who has just been captured. She continues our team coverage.
17-year-old Reginald Barnes Jr. faced a judge Thursday in connection to the deadly shooting of a Gaffney High School student. Barnes was denied bond and the judge ordered no contact with the victim's family.
He was just a good kid, man. They took my baby. They took our baby.
Dozens of Jamaltron Fair Jr.'s family members filled the courtroom Thursday. There's a lot of support. They're visibly and audibly upset.
He didn't see that coming. He wasn't prepared for that. He was just trying to go to school, what he do every single day.
In bond court Thursday, solicitor Barry Barnett said at least 5 shots were fired by 2 shooters using 2 guns. Testing is underway to determine which suspect fired the fatal shot.
And we just pray that this be a lesson to all of the youth that's out here that's steering down the wrong path. You don't have to go this way.
One of those suspects, 17-year-old Reginald Barnes Jr., faced a judge Thursday.
We're not the only family hurting. Their family hurting as well. We pray for everybody that's involved.
In court, Barnes claimed he was the driver of the van and did not shoot fair. He told the judge, quote, "I promise I didn't know June was going to die," as he asked for bond.
There was no accountability. No accountability. None whatsoever.
It hurt us all to sit there and see, and it hurts us for the lack of accountability that was took, the blame game that was played. At the end of the day, evidence don't lie.
Fair's family said he had been bothered by these students before, including at school, and they believe more could have been done to prevent his death.
This was premeditated because they had been bothering my grandson for a while, even at school, and nothing was ever done.
Fair's family tells us he was a good student who was set to graduate early in December and was expecting to become a father in October. Reporting in Gaffney, Julia Keener, 7 News.
Barnes is charged with murder and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. They say the third suspect is a juvenile who was captured at a traffic stop in Spartanburg County, and they say the investigation is ongoing.
At the bond hearing, the court heard something that stopped the room cold. The solicitor played the bus camera footage. June's family watched. Some broke down. And then Covington was given a chance to speak to the judge, not to apologize, not to acknowledge what had happened, but to insist he had not been there at all. He denied everything. He said there was no physical evidence placing him at the scene. And then, when he was done speaking, he turned to the judge and asked her what she thought of what he had just said. He asked if he could go home and relax. The judge denied his bond. His next court date was scheduled for October. Meanwhile, the first suspect had already told a very different story, one that placed him at the wheel, driving the vehicle, claiming he had simply been a passenger who didn't know what was going to happen. Prosecutors said the camera told a different story. June's grandmother, Tangi Roseborough, had already spoken at the bond hearing. She took the stand. She looked at the young man charged with killing her grandson. She told the judge exactly what she thought of him. And then she went home and could not stop thinking about something else, something smaller, but no less painful.
Our top story here tonight, a family heartbroken, a community shaken. And now 3 teens are behind bars in connection to the murder of 17-year-old Jamiltron Fair Jr. He was shot and killed Wednesday morning at his bus stop. 17-year-old Reginald Barnes Jr. and 18-year-old Kavion Covington are 2 of those suspects. Both have been charged with murder. Both have been denied bond. A 16-year-old is also charged, and right now they're being held at the Department of Juvenile Justice. And today Covington went before a judge, and that's where we heard new details about that deadly morning. Fox County's Ashley Listrom was inside that courtroom today and has details for us tonight.
For the first time, the moments before and after Jamiltron Fair's murder played out on a screen. We watched it all here in a courtroom behind me as a judge denied bond for Kavion Covington. Our cameras weren't allowed inside the courtroom, but we did capture the moments dozens of Fair's loved ones filed in on one side, Covington's family on the other, officers keeping them apart. 7th Circuit Solicitor Barry Barnett played video of moments before the shooting. We watched as Fair walked toward the school bus. That's when a car pulls up behind it. The solicitor says Covington gets out and starts a fight. Bus camera footage capturing what prosecutors say is Covington throwing a punch. That's when the solicitor says Fair bends down to pick up his backpack and 5 gunshots erupt, one of them fatal. Then the solicitor says Covington jumped through a back window of the car to escape. As we watch these moments in the courtroom, Fair's family gasped, some breaking down in tears. Fair's grandmother took the stand and called Covington an animal, begging the judge to keep him locked up. Fair's family says he should have made it to school.
He was just trying to walk to the school bus and get on the bus. He didn't see that coming. He wasn't prepared for that. He was just trying to go to school.
During his bond hearing, Covington also addressed the judge, and he denied committing a murder and insisted he wasn't there. His cousin also spoke, telling the judge, the family, there's no responsibility. Now, in the wake of this tragedy, Fair's family has a warning to others.
We just pray that this be a lesson to all of the youth that's out here that's steering down the wrong path. You don't have to go this way to take a life for your life.
The solicitor says the guns possibly used in this shooting were recovered in Spartanburg, but where they came from remains under investigation. Meanwhile, Covington will face a judge again October 26th. Reporting in Gaffney, Ashley Listrom, Fox Carolina News.
You did mention this, that there had been some other incidents that had happened with these same suspects. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because we had heard some stuff about that, but just can you go into detail?
Well, he told me that they had been picking on him, but he was trying to avoid them. I had a conversation with him like a week ago because I was in training. When I came home, he was at my house and we sat down and we talked. And he told me, Grandma Tan, I need something to protect myself. And I told him, no, you don't. You don't need anything to protect yourself. Because I didn't think it would come to this. So people were made known, aware of the situation, of them bothering him. But nothing was ever done. Nothing. I guess it takes tragedy like this to awaken people to get something done. And it shouldn't have led to this. Had they taken accountability in the beginning. That's just how I feel. Why wait till something happens? Because it can lead to this.
Did you say that it was at Gaffney High School administration or the Gaffney Police Department or both?
I'm just going to say both. I'm not sure who I was told, but I'm going to say both because I know he was picked on in school. He said that they would follow him around in school, call him big eyes, everything. And he tried to walk away from it, but they kept following him. And he said, Grandma, I'm tired. He called me Grandma Tan. He said, Grandma Tan, I'm tired. I'm tired of them messing with me. Now, one thing about it, they know he gonna fight you. If you bother him, he's gonna take up for himself. He's gonna do that. But he's not gonna pick up a gun. He didn't own a gun. He didn't have a gun. So this caught him off guard. He thought maybe it would have been a fight, I'm sure. And that's it, because you heard it. He bent down to pick up his book bag and go on and get on the bus, but he didn't make it.
How long had they been bullying him? Had this been going on for years, all throughout high school?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I just heard of it a few months ago, so I'm not sure.
Had you ever seen the suspect that was in there today before today?
No. No. I haven't. But I wanted to see him because I wanted to see what he looked like.
What was it like facing him and seeing him for the first time?
You don't want me to say that on TV.
On the morning of the vigil for June, she woke up early. She went live on social media not to ask for sympathy, not to beg for anything, but because something had been done to her granddaughter that she could not let stand. A woman had approached June's sister at the scene the day he was killed, hugged her, and then whispered a question into her ear. Not words of comfort, but a complaint about why June's grandmother had been crying so loudly. June's sister had carried that question inside her. And the first thing she did when she woke up that morning of the vigil was pull up that woman's photo on her phone and tell her grandmother what had been said. What Tangi said next, and how she said it, is the kind of thing you need to hear directly. Here is a woman who describes herself as a mental health worker. A woman of faith. Someone who, by her own account, does not typically confront people publicly. But she sat in front of her phone, looked into that camera, and chose her words with the precision of someone who has been holding them in all night. She wanted the world to understand something. Her tears at that scene were not performance. They were not for attention. They were the sound of a woman losing a piece of her actual heart. A grandson who had a fingerprint registered to her smart home, so he could come in whenever he wanted, without having to knock. A grandson who called her from her work trainings just to ask when she was coming back. A grandson she had taken on vacation every single year since he was small. Sometimes 2 or 3 trips in a 12-month stretch, because that is what she did for her grandchildren. She forgave the woman who had said what she said. She said so publicly on that live stream. But she made clear that forgiveness and silence are not the same thing. And she asked one question that lingered long after the live ended. Where was the sympathy? There was a 17-year-old boy under a sheet in the road, bleeding from his head, and what was on your mind was why his grandmother was crying too loudly. Listen to her speak, because what she was really saying was not just about that one woman. She was saying something about all of us, about what we see when tragedy happens nearby, and what we look at instead.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning. What you doing, Chewbacca? Y'all still asleep? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. There is something that I want to address, and I'm going to do it now so that I don't have to do it at my grandson's vigil today. It's 6 o'clock. I wasn't even going to address it because I don't follow up stuff, especially during a time like this. But since there has been so many questions about a specific thing, I'm going to come on here like as a woman, and I'm going to address it. So I want enough people on here that can get the message out to the questions that people have instead of coming to me as a woman. I don't bite. I don't even fight. I'm all about peace, unity, love. That's what I'm about. So any questions can be addressed to me. So yeah. Hey, Miss Carla, thank you. I got your baby down here with me. It's his birthday. Yeah, thank you, baby. So, yeah. There's one particular person I want to get on this live because she had the question. And I'm sure some other ones. For the people that say, Tan, you don't have to address anything. I know I don't. But I want to. And I'm going to be very professional. I'm not a cursor. Will I cuss? I try not to. Because I try to stay within the realm of the Spirit of God. So I'm not even mad about it. But there are questions. And so I want to address these questions so that everybody would know at the same time. Right? So I want a little bit more people to get on so we can get to the right people that had the questions that didn't feel like they could come and ask me. Again, I don't bite. I don't bite at all. I'm not a mean person at all. If I can't build you up, I'm not going to tear you down. Hey, Michelle, baby, I love you. So, and I'm going to say the name. I'm going to say the name. Because I want this to get to her. So if she have any more questions, she don't have to go to my family. She can come straight to me. Good morning, Miss Lily. Thank you, baby. And I swear I wasn't going to address this issue because I don't care what people say. But since so many people want to know, I'm going to address it. I'm going to address it. And then I'm going to carry on with my day and prepare for my grandson's vigil that I am hosting in his honor today. So, hey, Tracy. Girl, they done pulled Tan out this morning. It ain't Minister Roseboro today. It ain't Tangy today. It's Tan. But I'm always staying character because I don't get to flip-flop. Yeah. So I'm going to address it. I haven't seen her get on yet. But y'all will know her because I'm going to say her name. I'm going to say her name since she went to my granddaughter and asked that question. I'm going to say her name so that she would know if there's a problem, come to me. Don't go to my grandbaby. She already heard it. She's already lost her brother. If you got any questions, come and ask me. Come and ask me. If I'm crying, I'll try my best to calm down and answer it for you. And since this was a problem for you and a few other people, the day that my grandson lost his life, I'm going to answer the question for y'all. Y'all some crazy people. Y'all some crazy. Let me just say this. Let me just say this right here. I don't know what type of family dynamic a lot of you grew up in, but my family is a very family-oriented type of people. We get together. We do family events, as y'all can see from my posts and stuff like that. We have different types of events. So we're constantly doing things. That's how close we are as a family. So even if we're arguing, we don't stay that way because God didn't make us that way. You know what I'm saying? So yes, my family is a very, very family-oriented type of family. And when we love hard. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you see events at my house. You see events at my niece's house. You see events outside our houses and all of that. So again, I don't know what your family dynamic look like. And I can't speak on that. To each his own. But over here, baby, we love. And that's just what it is. All right? So if you mess with one, you might well be messing with all of us. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. So the day that my grandson passed away, I was extremely hurt. And I'm still extremely hurt. Because June and Mila, which are Pig's babies, Pig gave birth to them. But them babies also belong to us. She shared them with us. So they have been in our life since they have been born. You know what I'm saying? My sister helped raise June from the time June was born. Both of them have been in our family from day one. I have been a part of my grandkids' life since they took their first breath. I have now 15 grandkids. 15. And I love each and every last one of them. And I try to be in each of them life in some type of way. But I have a stronger bond with my oldest grandkids, Ryan, Jertavius, Mila, and June. Because them was the first 4 that I had. So I love equally. I'm going to ask everybody to hold off on your calls until I say what I have to say. Please don't stop my live because I got to get this off of me. Right? I love my grandkids. Every last one of them. I have 15 and 2 great-grands. But I got 1 great-grand and then 1 on the way, which is June, baby. I don't know. I don't know what type of family y'all grew up in. These kids have been with me from day one. I'm the type of grandmother, I'm active. I don't talk about it, I'm about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm about it. Every year, since they was yay high, I've taken out each one of them on vacation. Every year, sometimes 2-3 times a year, we go on vacation. I don't ask their parents for nothing. I take care of it. So yes, I travel with my grandkids. Go look at my Facebook, y'all will see. Go all the way back. All the way back. Take it all the way back. All the way back. You know what I'm saying? And then you can see. When my grandkids call me, I don't cuss them out. I don't care what time it is. If they need something, I'm getting up out of my bed. Even if I just went to bed, I'm getting up out of my bed. And I'm going to see what they need. If they need to go to the store, I'm coming. If they need to go get something to eat, I'm coming. And they know this. So yes, I'm very close to my grandkids. They are my heartbeat. And my kids. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm going to keep saying, I don't know what type of family dynamic you have. But that's just who I am. That's just who my family is. No, I don't have to address anything. But since some of you want to know why that woman was out there crying like that day my grandbaby died, it's because I was hurt. They took a part of my heart. A part of my heart. Now, I know some of you talk the game, but you don't act the game. You know what I'm saying? So there's a big difference. Talking and acting. There's a huge difference. Talking and acting. So, with that being said, my granddaughter woke up this morning, and I knew it had to be on her mind for her to tell me when she woke up this morning. And mind you, this is my grandson's sister who lost his life. She said, Grandma Tan, a lady came up to me and said, why is that lady over there crying like that? She getting on my nerves. You good, girl? Come on in here. That dog ain't thinking about it. I'll be back. Let me put this dog up. My baby's scared of this dog. Come on. You too. Girl. My dog ain't gonna be in the cage all day for you. Me, look. You going with Marcus? Oh, okay. So, she said, why is that lady, evidently she didn't know I was the grandmother. Why is that lady over there doing all that screaming and yelling? She getting on my nerves. Well, Angela Posey, if you wanted to know, you should have came and asked me and not my granddaughter. Because my granddaughter was already grieving. And the nerve of you to go hug my baby and whisper to her, why is that lady, which I am her grandmother, why is she over there screaming like that? So if you don't know, baby, I don't know what your family dynamics is, but I pray you get one. But if you had a question, you should have came and asked me. Because evidently, Angela Posey, that had to be on my granddaughter's heart this morning for her to wake up and tell me that. So one thing about me and my grandkids, we two peas in a pod, all of us. And if something is said, they're going to tell me. They're going to tell me. Because most times they know I'm not going to address it. They know I'm not that type of person. But this did not sit right with me. So, baby, if you need to know anything, Angela Posey and somebody named Bunny, I don't even know who Bunny is, but Bunny. Bunny said, why is she doing all that screaming and the mama ain't even crying? Again, you don't know the type of bond that I had with my grands. You don't know. I don't know what type of bond you got with yours, but I know what's mine. And so when my baby life was taken, that took a part of me, if you don't know. So if Bunny, whoever Bunny is, and if Angela Posey need to ask me, why was I crying? Come and talk to me. Don't go to my grandkids. And definitely don't go to Mila. Because Mila got enough on her. My baby don't need to carry nothing else with y'all stupidity. Why does it matter why I'm crying? You should have been over there consoling me. You should have been over there saying, Tan, it's going to be okay. You should have been over there saying, Tan, they going to get justice for June. But y'all running around out there wondering why I'm crying? That baffles my mind and made me think something wrong with y'all. Something is wrong with you guys. For a grandmother and a mother and a family to have lost a loved one like that at 17 years old, and y'all running around out there amongst people because you want to talk, you ain't got no life, and want to say why somebody crying. Is that the only thing that was on y'all mind? Where was the sympathy? But then you get on Facebook and say, I'm praying for you. Praying what? No, you talking. That's what you're doing. But I'm the one you can come and talk to. Come and talk to me. It ain't got to be nasty. I'm going to let you know what you need to know. So I'm asking y'all respectfully, don't go to my granddaughter, Jomila Fair, or any of my grandkids and ask anything about me. That pissed me off, and what really made me mad is my baby out there, her brother laying on that ground, and she's hurting. And this girl, Angela Posey, go to her and ask her, why that woman screaming like that? Girl, you know you could have came and asked me. I would have been happy to tell you. Then I would have told you, Angela Posey, to go make a bond with your family. So maybe you can feel like that. Again, I don't know what type of family dynamic you came from. But that ain't it over here. We don't play with that. We are active in our kids' lives and other people's kids' lives. We keep everybody kids, not just our kids. Everybody kids. So, baby, don't go to my grandbaby no more. Come to me. Come to me. And I'm doing this in the most humblest way possible. Because something went through me when my granddaughter woke up and she sat up in that bed. Because she been up under me since it happened. She went home with her mama one day. And she came back. And she sat up in that bed this morning. And she pulled up your picture on Facebook. And she said, this woman came to me, Grandma Tan. and said, why is that woman over there screaming like that? She getting on my nerves. Really? That's all that was on your infinite mind? Really? That's all you could think about with a child laying out there on the ground covered up under a sheet, 17 years old, trying to go to school? That's all you could think about? You and Bunny and everybody else that probably said something? Oh, and let me make sure y'all know, that ain't the last time you're going to hear me cry. That ain't the last time. So get your notebook, get your cameras, do whatever it is you need to do. Because, baby, when it hit me, I'm going to let it flow. So I had to address this. Because the more I thought about it, the madder I get. And I'm not that type of person. That's not my character. But that was eating me up. See, if she had said it to somebody else, it would have been okay. But she said it to my grandson's sister, who was also grieving. And you go hug her neck. Evidently you didn't know that was my grandbaby. Because you said, why is that lady over there screaming and crying like that? Oh, girl, something wrong with you. I'm a mental health worker. Come and see me. I might can help you. Come and see me, because something ain't right up there. Something ain't right. We got a 17-year-old child laying out there in the road, covered up under a sheet trying to go to school. Got a bullet to his head for no reason. And the only thing y'all can say is, why is she crying like that? I'm a grandmother. I'm a mother. I'm active in my kids' life. I'm that grandma. Yeah. You see the videos that I post? You see the pictures that I post? Those are memories. Who can share them? Who can put it up? Who can say they got it? I ain't seen nobody yet. I ain't seen nobody yet. I ain't seen nobody yet that say June this, June that, June. All I see is posts. But where are the memories? Where are the memories? Where are the videos? Every picture, every video that y'all seen on social media come from us. Our family. It came from us. Us. So we got the memories. Everybody else is living through our memories. Yeah. So you want to ask why I was crying like that? I lost a piece of my heart, baby. I lost a piece of my heart. Yeah. June was a big piece of my heart. That's it. That's why I was crying like that. And they're going to be many more days. So if you happen to see me in Walmart and I look like I'm okay, and then you come down the next aisle and I'm on my knees, it's because I lost a big piece of my heart. Yeah. So wherever you see me at, I might seem to be like I got it together. But in an instant, it could change. I hope and pray you don't never have to be in this situation. Everybody that had something to say. Because I was showing my emotions with my grandbaby. And it's just so strange to me. I would never understand it. You got a baby laying out there on the ground. Covered up under a sheet. Bleeding from his head. And y'all can only think about, why is that woman over there crying like that? I have no words. I have no words. I have no words. But I had to say this, y'all. I had to say this. Because it had to be on Mila. It had to be on my baby for her to wake up first thing this morning. We all slept together, me, her and Journey. Her and Journey been with me since day one. Mila went home with her mama one day. And she came back to me. She loved her mama. She want to be with her mama. I love Pig. Pig is an amazing woman. I love Tiana. I love their family. And just so y'all know, there's no division. We might have two houses, but we're one family. One. We operate in unity because of June and Mila. We're grieving for the same son, the same grandson. There's no separation. I need Pig and them. Pig and them need us. This is unity. I love them. But for y'all outsiders that don't know nothing about what's going on, y'all sad, man. If you're going to be real, be real. If you're going to be who you are, don't be ashamed to be who you are. If you don't believe it, if you got questions, ask. You're a woman, you're a man, ask. That's the best thing you can do. Because if I wanted to know something, I would have asked. But I promise you I wouldn't have been out there at the day that somebody lost their life, especially a child, asking why somebody crying. I would have been over there trying to figure out what can I do to help. So that let me know something ain't right with y'all. Something is not. I've been in mental health for 4 years now. And I know the signs of mental health issues. Because that's definitely not normal. That's not normal. So I'm here. Y'all looking. Anybody got any questions for me? I'm going to be quiet. And I'm going to open up the floor for you. Does anybody have any questions for me? Angela Posey, you got any questions for me? Bonnie, you got any questions for me? Anybody else that was out there asking why without screaming and crying like that, without understanding my grandson is laying there on the ground, bleeding from his head with a bullet to his head, covered up under a sheet that I won't ever get to see anymore. I won't ever get phone calls saying, Grandma Tan, what you doing? When I'm away at trainings for my job, he calling me at my trainings, Grandma Tan, where you at? When I'm away on vacation, he calling me, asking me, Grandma Tan, when you coming back? When I'm away on my job here in Gaffney, he calling me, Grandma Tan, can you come and pick me up? When y'all would never understand that. When I'm just getting home and getting in my bed and my phone ring and I'm just getting off work at 10 o'clock at night and my phone ringing and it's my grandson. And he asking me to come and take him somewhere and I'm dog tired. But I put that aside and I get up and I get in my car and I go where he at. Y'all can't understand that? Oh, y'all gave me folks something else. But I'm sure it happened at somewhere else. I'm sure it happened at other places too. But that's wicked. That's wicked. That's wicked. There's a lot of y'all here because you care. Y'all care. But then there's a lot of speculators who just want to be seen, who just want to be heard, and just who want to fake. That ain't us. That ain't us, y'all. This is not us. That ain't how we roll. That's not how we roll. And I had to address this because that was eating me up. Then the first thing my baby said when she opened up her eyes, she got her phone and she pulled up Angela Posey picture. And she said, this is the lady that came over there and hugged me and whispered and said, why is that lady over there screaming and crying like that? She getting on my nerves. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Angela Posey, you've been on my timeline watching my stuff. Because I'm sure I've seen likes from you. I'm sure you have said something or gave a thumbs up or a heart or something. So even then, baby, you could have said something to me. Tan, I just want to know why you was out there crying like that. Why my granddaughter got to carry that too? You wrong. You are so wrong. You are wrong. So I'm asking y'all, don't confront my granddaughter with no foolishness. She's already going through enough. She's already going through enough losing her brother and trying to be the big sister to her other siblings. And she's trying to be there for her mother and the other side of her family, as well as my family. So I'm asking you guys respectfully, if you're going to speak to her, if you're going to talk to her, keep it in that tone. Don't ask her nothing foolish. Now, yes, I am a woman of God. And I'm trying my best not to come out of character. But when you mess with my grands, that shifts something for me. And I told my baby, I'm not worried about that. People can say what they want to say because, see, they don't understand family dynamics. They don't understand real, genuine love. That's why they had questions. Because if they knew what real love was, they would have understood that that was a cry of pain. Those weren't just tears, regular tears. When you cry, I was in agony. I was in pain. I was in pain to know that my grandson, who can get in my house whenever he wants to, because he got a fingertip. My kids got fingertips. My grandkids got fingertips to get in my house. They don't have to have a key, because my house is a smart house. I made it that way, so my kids wouldn't have to have a key to lose, so they can get in my house whenever they want to. So to now know that my grandson, sometimes I don't even know he's here, won't be able to use his fingertip no more to get in my house. Baby, that's the pain of agony. He didn't have to ask Grandma Ted, can I come to your house? Baby, use your finger. You can get in my house. You know that. You ain't got to ask me for nothing. None of my kids. But for y'all two that I know of, Angela Posey and Bunny, come see me if y'all want to talk. Y'all can come openly. Alright? But I'm asking y'all, if you're going to be there, be there. If you ain't, step. Because we don't need it. We don't need it. And if you're going to question my pain, talk to God about it. Or come see me. I can tell you better than anybody else. But God can reveal it to you. Y'all, something wrong with y'all. Something is wrong with y'all. Something is wrong with y'all. Angela Posey, thank you for being on here. Thank you. You went to my granddaughter. That day, my grandson was laying out there on that ground. Yeah, she showed me your picture this morning. She did. So evidently it had to be on her heart. She pulled up your picture on Facebook. And she sat up in the bed and she said, Grandma Tan, this lady right here came, hugged me, and whispered in my ear. Why is that lady over there screaming like that? She getting on my nerves. You was wrong. Oh, I would call you. Send me your number, baby. I will call you. And I'm being respectful as I can. What you did, you thought you was doing something. But you really caused more pain to my granddaughter. Because if you didn't know, she loved me. Just like June loved me. Just like the rest of the kids love me. And everybody that was at that courthouse yesterday. If you notice, Big Juice, Mackenzie, and Jace, when I left out of that courtroom, I walked out. Mackenzie, Big Juice, and Jace came running behind Grandma Tan. They said, can we go with you, Grandma Tan? Yes, Pig had 2 kids by my son. But all of her kids have always been like my grandkids. I've never shown difference to any of her kids. When them babies ran after me out that door, out of that courthouse, and they said, Grandma Tan, can we go with you? What you think? Get your stuff. I went in there and I told Pig, Shagatcha, Pig, they want to go with me. She said they can go. So maybe you didn't know I was June grandma. I don't know. But you hurt my baby, Angela. You hurt my baby. You hurt my baby. And Bunny, you too. Whoever Bunny is, I don't even know who Bunny is. But you too. And anybody else that had something to say. I hope and pray y'all don't have to go through this. I'll call you when I get off of here, Angela. I got to air this out. For anybody else that got anything else to say or want to know why my family is upset like this. June had 2 sides, 2 families. He got his mother's side. He got his father's side. I am his father's mother. I understand, baby, you might have been frustrated, but that was not the time. That was not the time. That was not the time. That was not the place, nor the time. You could have came over there You know me, Angela. You know me. Yes, I was surrounded by the staff at mental health that I work with. I thank God for the staff. LaRonda Fry, Jamie, Shonda, Linda, everybody from mental health that came out to support me. I thank God. So they had me surrounded. Taronda, Gina, all of them. So you probably couldn't have got to me. But you would have had an opportunity to ask me why was I crying. I couldn't let this go, y'all. I was trying. I was trying to let this go. I was trying to let this go. But the more I was thinking about it, the madder I was getting. Because this hurt my baby. She didn't say nothing then. That's why I know it's been resting on her. Because the first thing she said when she opened up her eyes was, Grandma Tan, this the lady that came to me. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what kind of people are these? Y'all know my family, we ain't like that. I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I can't speak for my daughter now, but I'm not like that. But that hurt me. And I know if I didn't get it out, it was going to settle and it was going to make it worse. And I didn't want to come out of character or the wrong way. Because this ain't what this is about. This is about getting justice for my grandson and making sure my grandson's legacy goes on. I'm not mad, I'm hurt. Because it hurt her. You know? So if anybody see me crying, and let me say this publicly, Angela, I forgive you. You hear me? I forgive you. Because maybe you didn't know, and even if you didn't know, that's not a thing to say when somebody is grieving. I wouldn't have been out there crying like that, screaming like that, if I wasn't hurting deep past my soul. I wasn't doing it for show, because I don't care about nobody that was out there like that. I don't act like that unless I'm in pain. And I was genuinely in pain. So, if you don't know, now you know. June was my heart. June was all of our heart. Go back and look at everything we done posted. Look at everything that we done posted. We got the videos. We got the memories. Go back and look at it. Y'all see my baby hanging out that car, in my car, doing stupid stuff. That's the type of person he was. He was the loudest at every function we had. If he was here now, he'd be jumping around in my kitchen, knocking everything over, and I would have to call his name. June, stop! But that's how he was. I didn't go a day. Not one day. 17 years. Not one day. 17 years. Not one day. Not one day. 17 years. Talking to my grandkids. Because he was always calling Grandma Tan, Mama Nisi, Tutu, Jail, and everybody else on his mama's side too. But I can't speak for them because I don't know. But I'm sure he was. I took him to Tiana House plenty of times. So he was loved. Everybody grieves differently. Everybody grieves differently. I was hurt. And I'm still hurt. I'm still hurt. But I'm going to get through this. Thank you, Kima. Thank you, Tiana. Thank you, Tata. Thank you, Shagatra. Thank you, Jerkiria. Thank you, Get. Thank you, everybody that's on that side. And on my side. But we are together. There is no sides. We are together. For one reason. For one soul. And that was June. together. We can't separate June. June was the equal part for both sides of the family. So some people grieve one way and other people grieve another way. They took my heart. So that's why I was crying. All right? I feel better now. But Bunny, I don't know who you are, or whatever Bunny that was out there and said that. If you want to reach out to me, find me on Facebook, Tangi Roseboro, we can talk. Just like I'm getting ready to call Angela. It ain't got to be mean-spirited. Nothing. We can talk woman to woman. Woman to woman. Right, Alice? That's right, Kima. Because let me tell y'all something. Kima and Gantrina came up to my house. I didn't even know they was here. They came in. Ain't no separation. My house, they house. Mi casa, su casa. I know everybody want us to be in division, but we ain't. How can we divide June? How can we divide Mila? We can't. They are both equally a part of all of us. All of us. So, Angela, I forgive you. But you hurt my baby. And I think you owe her an apology. When you see her. If I would ask that you apologize to her. All right? All right, y'all, I gotta go. That's all I wanted to say. Y'all be blessed. I gotta get dressed and get prepared for this, my baby vigil. Yeah. But, oh, one more thing. We got a GoFundMe out there. If anybody want to sew, help with his funeral expenses, y'all click on the link. We so gratefully appreciate it. And everything that's been coming to me and my cash out, I've been making sure his mama get it. Because I'm not like that. I'm not in it for no money. They could keep every dime. I don't care. This is for my grandson. We want to make sure he put away nice. Nice. Okay? I love y'all. I gotta go. Hope to see y'all at the vigil at 6 p.m. Y'all better get out there early because you know it's gonna be a lot of people. Alright? Alright, bye y'all. Love y'all.
The community of Gaffney had already begun to gather even before the arrests were made. Blue candles, blue shirts, June's favorite color. A vigil held in the parking lot near where he fell. The Cherokee County coroner, a man with 2 decades of experience, said this case was unlike anything he had encountered in his career. The mayor of Gaffney, who had already launched a youth violence prevention initiative months earlier, stood in that crowd and said something simple. Grief has to lead somewhere. It has to lead to action. Action has to lead to collaboration. And collaboration has to lead to results.
Blue candles and blue shirts.
He is the only way.
Jamil Tron Fair Jr.'s family says blue was his favorite color. So at the Grenard Court Apartments on West Rutledge Avenue, there were countless people wearing just that.
You could tell in the environment here he was loved.
There was music and prayer.
It's our responsibility to show our young people Jesus Christ.
Followed by kind words.
I met him when he was in 8th grade. It's my first year at Gaffney Middle School. Very bright smile, very humorous kid, loves to laugh and joke around.
But most of all, family, friends, and the community were comforting each other with hugs.
Very painful. The whole community is hurting, especially his family, friends, classmates.
Gaffney Mayor Lyman Dawkins says not only was the vigil to remember the life affair, but also put out a message.
Even though we're hurting today, and we're not going to stay here. We're going to move forward, and because this can't become a cycle. This is not who we are as Gaffney.
Dawkins says he hopes the pain leads to action for younger kids to make different decisions.
In today's life of social media, there's a lot of different things that goes on in their world that they only see, but if one person can step up and be a leader and speak out against that.
and hopes the message gets to parents and adults too.
To show the way through their decision making, through the things that we do as far as our action, and just as a community as a whole, to come together, mentor someone, volunteer.
Jamiltron was known as June to most people. His grandmother, Tangi Roseborough, said despite her grandson's life ending so soon, Jamiltron will leave behind a legacy and a lasting impact on Gaffney's community. Mayor Dawkins reiterated that and said the hundreds of people who showed up to the vigil echoes that message.
A lot of people love June, Jamiltron for who he is, but also just a lot of people just hurt from the tragedy of a 17-year-old preparing to get on the bus and being tragically killed on the way to school, and just the symbolic message of that, everyone cares, everyone hurts.
So this is a photo here of a Blue Cross on West Rutledge Avenue where Fair's grandmother says he passed. Now Fair's family says they'll continue to fight for him, forever saying his name and always carrying him in their heart.
June's grandmother later posted about something else she wanted the community to be part of, a peace walk held at Granite Courts in honor of June. Starting at 6:30 in the evening, Tangi wrote simply that if you were able to come, please come out and walk with us. And people did. A GoFundMe was established to cover June's funeral expenses. His grandmother made a point, even in the middle of her grief, to say that every dollar sent through her own accounts went directly to June's mother. She wanted that on the record. She did not want anyone to misunderstand what kind of person she was or what kind of family they were. There is a question underneath all of this that does not have a clean answer. June had told his grandmother, in a conversation about a week before he was killed, that people had been bothering him, that it had been going on for a while, that it had happened at school, that he was tired of it. He had asked her if he could have something to protect himself. She told him no, she didn't believe it would come to that. She believed telling the right people would be enough. She believed something would be done. Nothing was done. Law enforcement officials, when asked about the nature of the conflict, pointed to what they described as ongoing neighborhood disputes, the kind of friction that starts small and escalates over time when no one intervenes early enough. A senior officer noted that teachers and police cannot be the only line of response. Parents have to know what their children are doing, who they are around, and what is building underneath the surface. He was not wrong. But that observation cuts in more than one direction, because June's family did try to raise the alarm, and they were not heard. The question worth sitting with is not whether systems failed. We can see clearly that they did. The question is what kind of listening those systems would have required to hear June in time. The bus camera saw everything. The children on that bus saw everything. And June's grandmother stood in front of a phone camera and made sure the rest of the world heard everything too. If you were sitting in that courtroom, watching that footage, hearing that family speak, seeing those 3 suspects brought before a judge, would the evidence be enough for you? Drop your verdict in the comments below. And here's the question I want you to carry with you. What would it take to make a child feel safe enough to say they're being threatened and to be believed before it's too late? Let us know your thoughts. And if this story moved you, subscribe. There are more stories that deserve this kind of attention. We will keep digging. Rest in peace, June. Your family has your memories, and now so do we.